Honorable Chief Guests, Vice President, Conference Chair, respected faculty and staff, and dear scholars, good afternoon. I, Hina Mubin, and my co-host, Ms. Asma Sethi, welcome you to the 18th National Research Conference on Management, Computing, Social Sciences, and Economics. The National Research Conference is a biannual event organized by SZABIST to showcase the research work from all over the country. Okay. May I now request Dr. Amanat Ali Jilbani, Vice President Academics, to kindly take seat on the stage. Dr. Amanat Ali Jilbani. Our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Masuma Hasan, to kindly come on the stage. Dr. Mustaghizur Rahman, Dr. Fauzia Naeem Khan, Dr. Imran Amin.
A very good afternoon to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Dr. Mustaghizur Rahman, the conference chair, to deliver the welcome address to the guests and the delegates. Dr. Mustaghiz is a professor and MS PhD program manager at SZABIST. He has earned his PhD degree at the University of Karachi and his postdoctorate from George Mason University, USA. He has been awarded research fellowship by the Faculty of Public Policy at the same institute. Dr. Mustaghiz was nominated for the SARC Award in 2004 for his research work on South Asia, and he is also an active member of numerous national and international professional bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Mustaghizur Rahman.
Thank you, Ms. Asma, for inviting me to say a few words for welcome to the participants and the scholars here. Honorable Dr. Amanat Ali Jilbani, Vice President Academics, SZABIST, Dr. Masuma Hasan, the Chief Guest of the conference, distinguished delegates, deans, heads of the departments, research scholars, and SZABIST faculty. Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to SZABIST 18th National Research Conference. I would begin by saying thanks to Dr. Masuma Hasan for sparing some time for this academic event, and she is with us this afternoon. Distinguished delegates, taking the opportunity for being here, I'd like to shed some lights on the NRCs of SZABIST. At SZABIST, we are holding NRCs for the last 10 years. In 2002, we started first time National Research Conference, which further continued, and till date we are doing. Till this date, we have in fact done 19 conferences up to date. But why we are saying 18th? Because last year we have upgraded and excelled our program, and we have taken it at the international level. So last year in December, we had SZABIST International Research Conference. That was SIRC. So every year we are trying to learn from our experiences and from the scholars who are coming to this event, and also we are trying to improve the conferences. And mashallah, this year is a better and improved one, the National Research Conference, with reference to the participants, with reference to the scholars, with reference to registration. At the same time, I would like also to make some points on research. In Pakistan, of course, distinguished speakers must be talking about it more in detail. But every year and every semester, we hold our conferences with a hope to add more researchers, more scholars, and more papers, and more knowledge in this field of academia. Because we all know that no nation so far, either it is the developed world, in the developing world, has developed and progressed, because without having research and knowledge. And this is the research which produces scientific knowledge. And this is the research which leads us to go for innovation. And this is the innovation which has taken the world at the level where the prosperity is going on. So for that respect, I think that this is the research which exists in the core of the knowledge building and other development and innovation. From that perspective, again, I would highlight this point that every year the researchers are coming more and more, not only at SZABIST, but everywhere in Pakistan. But still, the important thing is there's a quality and quantity, especially I would talk about the quantity. That quantity and the volume of research that is coming up is not sufficient for our progress and development. So this forum should also be used from your sources and from others as well. That's, let us talk about the research building. Let's talk about the knowledge things. And as a SZABIST, when we are saying all these things, as a SZABIST institutions, we are contributing our part. We are doing our things that we are supposed to do. But other institutions should also be doing that. In that context, very important thing is here, that challenges ahead is huge. We are, at the same time, resource constrained. So again, if the resource constraint and challenges are huge, so what to do to overcome the things? So definitely we have to join hands with institutions and other universities in order to collaborate, in order to have network, so that we can build together, we can grow together. With these words, I would like to finish my welcome speech, and I would like to again say thank you to everyone, and welcome to all the guests who have spared time and who are contributing knowledge to the National Research Conference SZABIST. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mustaghis, for highlighting the importance of research. May I now request Dr. Amanat Ali Jalbani, Vice President Academics, to give us an introduction to the research programs at SZABIST. Professor Dr. Amanat Ali Jalbani's career spans over 25 years of rich and diverse experience related to higher education teaching, research, academic administration, and management, both in public and private sector universities. Dr. Jalbani has done PhD in Management Sciences from the Edinburgh University, UK, doctoral program from Glasgow University, UK, and post-graduation in management from Milan, Italy. Dr. Jalbani is a member of various academic and non-academic bodies within and outside Pakistan. He is the author of over 40 research papers published in journals of international repute in Pakistan and presented in different research conferences. Currently, he is the Vice President Academics and Dean Faculty of Management Sciences, SZABIST, Karachi. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Amanat Ali Jalbani.
Honorable Dr. Masuma Hasan, Chairperson, Pakistan Institute of International Affairs, Honorable Dr. Mustaghis, Dr. Fawzia, Dr. Imran, all of head of programs, program managers, faculty, staff, guests, and delegates, a good afternoon and very warm welcome to you all again on behalf of SZABIST. Everyone is aware that the world increased population has brought the attention of several common problems of entire humanity. Most of these problems need research and innovative tactics to find out the best solution. We will all agree here today that in this swift, challenging world, the best way of survival is the creation of knowledge-based society. This is the major issue on the basis of which Europe and United States of America are managing their hegemony on the developing countries. For a country like Pakistan, with a huge population of around 18 crores, but I will say it is nearly 20 crores, the best way of survival is to shift the knowledge-based economy. In Pakistan, we have wasted our crucial time on unnecessary and petty issues, which blocked the process of development. I have no hesitation in citing examples of some countries which were nowhere few decades ago, and we were very much ahead of them. But now we can see the real difference and must ask question from ourselves that what went wrong? It is the responsibility of all of us, especially universities, to come forward and contribute something in research. Many of the universities are already playing a very important and crucial role in this research, but they need right direction and coordination. We at SZABIST, despite being young and small in size, have been trying our best to research besides our routine academic responsibilities. Since 2002, SZABIST organizes conferences regularly at national and international level at least twice a year on every second Saturday of May and December, whereas many other events like seminars, guest speakers are also held regularly as well. Along with the academic research, our researchers are exclusively working on renewable energy, stem cell research, sustainable development. In this regard, we have established separate centers equipped in these areas. Very recently, we have also established a center with the name of Sindh Abhyas Academy, and that will be purely working on all issues related to Sindh. As far as publication is concerned, we are publishing 2 biannual research journals, that is JISR MSSE and JSRC related to management sciences, social sciences, and computing as per international standards. These journals are first online research journals in Pakistan. It is recognized and accessible to everyone free of cost. SZABIST also enjoys rich digital library access to world-class journals, publications, and other database under the umbrella of HEC initiatives. Similarly, our campus internet is connected to information superhighway, the internet, with recently increased to 48 megabytes per second to cater the needs of researchers, students, faculty, and staff. We encourage analytical minds in our university. Faculty and students are also actively participating in national and international conferences. numerous research papers are being produced by faculty in reputed research journals. This is the task of the institute. This is the actual task of the institutes of higher learning. We'll continue this task, considering it as our national cause and professional responsibility. SZABIST, in its 14 years of age, has produced more than 1,300 research papers under the umbrella of SZABIST CMD, and all these research papers are available in library in both soft and hard copies. Today, this small effort is a humble contribution. We have around 75 research papers from SZABIST and other delegates from Sindh and all over Pakistan. These papers will be presented in 5 different sessions parallelly, and I hope that this little effort will aid something for the researchers, businessmen, policymakers, and all over society in general. I wish you all presenters good luck and a wonderful day. Thank you all, and God bless you. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Jalbani. Ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker and chief guest of the 18th National Research Conference is Dr. Masuma Hasan, a noted Pakistani scholar and educationist. Dr. Masuma Hasan is the chairperson of Pakistan Institute of International Affairs, Karachi. She is also the president of Orth Foundation, Pakistan, member Board of Directors, Pakistan Reinsurance Company Limited, member of Senate at Karakoram University, member of Senate at Federal Urdu University for Arts, Science and Technology. Dr. Masuma has acquired her PhD from University of Cambridge, UK. In the past, she has served as the Cabinet Secretary, Government of Pakistan, and as the Director for National Institute for Public Administration, Karachi. In addition, she has served as the permanent representative of Pakistan to United Nations Office in Vienna and International Atomic Energy Agency. She was also the ambassador of Pakistan to Austria. Apart from this, Dr. Hasan has served on the syndicate of the University of Karachi, the governing boards of the Privatization Commission of Pakistan, IBA Karachi, Sustainable Development Policy Institute Islamabad, member Foreign Policy Advisory Group, chairperson of the Working Group on Gender and Development for the Medium-Term Development Framework. Apart from this, she has represented Pakistan at the United Nations General Assembly and international conferences and seminars abroad, and has written on federalism, boundaries of public administration, institution building, and international issues. I would now like to invite Dr. Masuma Hasan to share her valuable experiences for our guidance and inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Masuma Hasan.
Dr. Jalbani, Dr. Mustaghiz-ur-Rahman, Dr. Imran Ali, and Dr. Fawzia. I want to also address the faculty members and students of SZABIST and the guests who have joined us this afternoon. And I want to thank the organizers of this event for inviting me this afternoon to share some of my views with you about research on the occasion of the inauguration of the 18th National Research Conference organized by SZABIST. Dr. Jalbani, you may be young and small, as you have said in your address, but you're also very vigorous. And since its establishment, I think in 1995, the Shaheed Zulfikar Institute of Science and Technology has made a name for itself and a mark in the educational landscape of this country. This is evident from the fact that you have not restricted your efforts only to one city, but have established campuses in many other cities, in Karachi, Islamabad, Larkana, and Dubai, and I believe also in Hyderabad, so that your educational outreach is extremely commendable. And as the short video we just saw showed, you also have established linkages with renowned educational institutions all over the world. Because of your vision, which is excellence in education, scholarship in research, and distinction in service, I have absolutely no doubt that with this, what you called a small start, SZABIST has a very bright and ambitious future. For me, this is a very special moment because this is the first time I have been invited here. But it is special because the inspiring vision behind this institution was Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto, whom I had the privilege of knowing personally. It was in the dark days of dictatorship when she and her colleagues, including my husband, were fighting and suffering for democracy. SZABIST's quest for research is also reflected in the fact that it has set up research centers, which were mentioned by Dr. Jalwani, the Center for Renewable Energy Research, the Center for Stem Cell Research, and the Sustainable Development Research Center, which has been set up to create synergy between socio-economic development and the environment. All these are issues which are extremely important for the future of mankind and especially for the future of our country. I have no knowledge. In the introduction, it was said that I should share my experience with you, and I'm very happy to do so. I'm not a scientist, but I have the highest respect for scientific research. About scientific research, I only know that scientists work in laboratories and that they also work in great astronomical setups, and they have a vision far beyond that of ordinary people, and they seem to seek to look into the future in a way in which an ordinary person like me cannot. But I also know that to be a genius, you don't need a laboratory, and that Einstein didn't have a laboratory. When he came out with his theory of relativity, he was simply a genius. My own experience of research is limited to the social sciences. And in the social sciences, I would distinguish between research in history and research in other social sciences. It is my considered view that history can only be written really many, many decades, maybe say 100 years after the event. Because it is only after you have every conceivable source of information before you that you can really arrive at a true picture of what happened in the past. So whether it is a war, or whether it is Sulah and peace, or whether it is relationships between states, or whether it is some international development or the setting up of international organizations, there are so many currents and undercurrents, and there is so much material available that it comes really available after many, many decades. I will refer you, and sometimes it can become available after thousands of years. And I will refer you to the Dead Sea Scrolls. I don't know if you have heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls. They are 2,000 years old, and they were discovered between 1947 and 1951 in 11 caves along the Dead Sea that borders Israel and Jordan. And they were packed in jars, and they were discovered by some shepherds who were walking along and went into a cave, and they found these jars full of parchments and papyrus, which were written in Greek and Hebrew, and in Aramaic, that is the language which Jesus spoke. That was between 1947 and 1951. And those scrolls were 2,000 years old. And they shed unbelievable knowledge on biblical times. So really, there is no end to what we can anticipate so far as source material is concerned. When I was working for my PhD at the University of Cambridge, and let me tell you that in the university in which I worked, a PhD was a purely research degree. There was no coursework. Coursework for a PhD is very much a United States and American phenomenon. In the United Kingdom, a PhD is a pure research degree. Whatever coursework you are supposed to have done is before you actually start working for a PhD. At that time, in the United Kingdom, was in existence the 50-year rule with respect to government archives. That is, government archives had to be 50 years old before they could be declassified and made available to scholars. That seems a bit ridiculous to us today, but actually it made a lot of sense. Because governments feel sometimes that there is material which they cannot legally, which they cannot in their own interest reveal, especially when personalities are alive. They cannot relieve to scholars for scholarly research. So that was prevalent at that time when I was working. Also at that time, you know, life was not so easy as it is for research students. It was very painstaking work. The electronic gadgets which we have today, which facilitate researchers, did not exist. We had to sit long hours in dimly lit rooms in the state archives in order to go through musty old files. There were no reproduction facilities. The Xerox was very rare. It was very expensive. The authorities would not let us take material out to get it Xeroxed. So the researcher had to simply slog it out and write by hand. And so I have these memories of working in the India Office Library, in which I worked day after day, from morning till evening. And I would take the train every morning from Cambridge and go to London. And my supervisor insisted that I should come back every evening, so I would go back every evening. And I was an honest person, because if I had stayed overnight in London, he would never have known. But I always went back. And so these months passed by. But some of the happiest moments of my life was the time that I spent in the old secretariat in Lahore. The archives of the secretariat, the Punjab secretariat, are located in Anarkali's tomb. And I spent one whole summer sitting there beside Anarkali's grave. We don't know if it is really her grave, but people say it is. Beside Anarkali's grave, working on the records of the Punjab Boundary Commission, which was specially declassified for me. The keeper of the records was an extremely kind gentleman. He not only declassified the record, but he even allowed me to take them out in order to photocopy the huge maps which were prepared for the Punjab Boundary Commission by the Muslim League and the other political parties in India in 1947. So my memory of research is that of painstaking and very hard work. So far as research in other social sciences is concerned, social scientists, sociologists, and political scientists have tried to use scientific principles in order to give a deterministic outcome to their research. This is not easy, Because when you deal with sociology or you deal with political science or even if you deal with management, you are really dealing with behavior. Behavior of people, the behavior of communities, attitudes, emotions, reactions. And these are intangibles. These are not something that you can weigh and measure. There is no weight or measurement for that. So the work to find some kind of scientific precision for behavior is an ongoing process so far as research in the social sciences is concerned. However, as you all know, there has been a great revolution in the scene of research because of the technological revolution itself. There is so much material that is available on the internet, and all the secrecy of the governments has gone for a song, because as we all know, WikiLeaks has said it all. So in fact, all the secrecy that would revolve around state archives has become a very flimsy thing. It is possible for hackers to hack that record. And we all know that much of our own ciphers and our own secret transmissions and about us have been leaked to the press because of WikiLeaks. But what has happened is both positive and negative. It is positive in the sense that there's so much material on the internet that you can access just by writing a word, you can access material about anything. It is negative in the sense that everybody can put anything on the internet. And there are no sources which are reliable. Wikipedia is supposed to be a source, but a lot of material on Wikipedia is not reliable. The dates are wrong, the information is wrong, and you can not really base research on that. So these sources which people now access as sources for research are not really reliable sources. And there is, in fact, no other alternative to sitting down and slogging it out in a library or in an archive or in a state authority. As I said, because of the technological revolution, information flows very fast. But as I said, also that information is all kinds of information. And some of it is information that is completely something on which you cannot really base your research. On the other hand, there are these facilities because of this great amount of information which you can get on the internet. The internet is also very useful because of the visuals, because you can access a lot of things through images and through YouTube, which was not available for us in the past. For instance, when I was working on my thesis, when my colleagues were working on their theses, it was not possible to get videos or to get films, because these are also historical archives. It was not possible at that time. But these videos and these films also tell us something. And the present generation, the modern generation, is lucky that they have access to them. However, the flip side is that because of the internet, there is a temptation to do instant research. It's like instant coffee. I call instant research something like instant coffee. It is coffee, but it is not freshly brewed ground coffee. It is something like the coffee which Dr. Jalbani served me before I came here, which was very... It was very tasty. It was very tasty and I enjoyed it. But this is what I call instant research. That is the temptation to go to these electronic sources and to lift and to put copy and paste. And so many of the young scholars I deal with nowadays are in fact doing just that. They are simply copying and pasting. Now what happens when you copy and paste is that you don't really understand basic concepts. In order to do meaningful research, you have to be clear, first and foremost, about the concepts which you are dealing with. So if you're simply going to put together what other people have written, you are not really understanding. There is a great dearth of understanding of what the basic concepts are in which you are doing research. This is the flip side. Then there is, as I said, associated with this is the problem of plagiarism. And this has become an enormous issue all over the world, and it is also an issue in Pakistan. Many universities are facing it. There are some very famous cases in the University of Punjab of plagiarism. The other day, in Dawn newspaper, there was a big write-up about the Karachi University's conflict with plagiarism. And what has happened is, two things have happened. One, that we have had to employ software which can detect this plagiarism. And we use it in our own institute also, because we get many articles for our journal, Pakistan Horizon, which we've been publishing since 1948. And in the beginning, we got scholarly articles, but now we also get these instant articles. And so we have to get software which sort of shows up what has been lifted from other places. Even today, we got a query about plagiarism. And in the universities, it has become a big issue. So that it has become the responsibility of universities to develop a mechanism to deal with it. And the management of the dealing with plagiarism also requires a great deal of work, because it has not only a moral aspect, but it also, after all, has a legal aspect. You have to take these people to task. What has happened in our university so far is that plagiarism is detected, people are charged for it, but somehow the teachers' community wants to protect its colleagues. So there are these movements to protect colleagues and, in a sense, to forgive, maaf kar dijiye. But in scholarship, there should be no such maafis. You should not forgive this, because, after all, scholarship, research is the basis of all scholarship, and for scholarship, you have to maintain standards. One last thing I wanted to say about research, which has confronted me a great deal, is that in the social sciences and even in the management sciences, Dr. Jalbani, is that when you take forward a body of evidence, you should be sure that it is reflective of the community in which you have done that research. Recently, there is a well-known institution in this city, I won't take its name. It launched some of its reports, beautifully produced reports. One report was about violence against women. This is a very a favorite subject. Some of our organizations feel very strongly about it. I am president of Aurat Foundation. And one of the issues on which we work is violence against women. And we have been responsible for highlighting this issue. And in the press and media, we collect statistics about women who have been victims of violence. And we release them every quarter. And we also release annual reports. However, I think that we should go further and we should analyze that data also. Just releasing the data is not enough. However, it is also an important issue for non-governmental organizations, because donors give a lot of money on this, for these issues, like violence against women, like child abuse. Donors are forthcoming with money and funds and assistance, financial assistance, because of these issues. So this particular research said that it was a Karachi-based research. When I started reading it, I discovered that the universe of that research was between 50 and 100 people. Karachi is a city of 18 million people, and the universe was only about 50 to 100 people. And the responses were from women who were accessible. In a few quarters, they were accessible because women hesitate to talk about being victims of abuse. That is understandable. That we can understand. Yes, there is this restraint, there is this feeling that you can't talk about it. But then you shouldn't say that this is a Karachi-based piece of work. It does not reflect the whole community. It does not reflect all the various communities in different parts of this great metropolis. It is a mega city which is inhabited by people from all over the country, not only all over the country, from all over the world. People from all over the world live in Karachi, from the south, from Southeast Asia, from various parts of the world, from China. So it is possible through research to put forward conclusions which are really not genuine. And this is also which researchers should guard against, that in their conclusions and in what they are projecting, and this is also my message to the young researchers here, that they should not generalize it to such an extent that it comes out as something very national or international in perspective. These are some of the thoughts which I wanted to share with you. I thank you again, Dr. Jalbani, for inviting me and for sharing my thoughts.
Thank you, Dr. Masuma Hasan, for sharing your valuable experience with us and your knowledge. May I now request Dr. Amanat Ali Jalbani and Dr. Mustaghizur Rahman to present memento and bouquet to our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Masuma Hasan. Thank you, Dr. Masuma, Dr. Jalbani, Dr. Fawzia, and Dr. Imran Amin. May I now request Dr. Fawzia Naeem Khan, Dean Faculty of Social and Media Sciences, SZABIST, to deliver a vote of thanks to our respected guests.
Assalamu alaikum. Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Masuma Hasan Sahiba, Dr. Sulaiman Sheikh, Dr. Amanat Ali Jalbani, our respected session chairs, faculty members, HODs, deans, and our staff, of course, and last but not the least, our most valued students who are here. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. So I, on behalf of Conference Managing Committee, Conference Organizing Committee, and of course on my behalf, would like to thank, first of all, Dr. Masuma for gracing this occasion. I'm thankful to all the session chairs who are here and for their support, of course. I'm thankful to all the supervisors and the faculty advisors who have supervised the ISs here. And I would also like to extend my sincere gratitude to our academic staff, our examinations staff, and our who else is there? Yes, our media department, for technical assistance, Asif Qazi and his team, and ZAB FM 106. Yes, Atiq is here for his support and for the coverage. And I wish you all the best. The students who will be presenting their paper today, thank you so much for being with us today, today with us this evening. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Fawzia. Ladies and gentlemen, the inaugural session of the 18th National Research Conference 2012 has come to a close. Research papers will be presented in 6 parallel sessions in various rooms, and the sessions are going to start at 4:30 sharp at 100 Clifton. You are requested to please be there in time. The conference is scheduled to come to an end at 9 p.m. followed by dinner. As for now, respected guests, delegates, and faculty members, the refreshments have been served in the lawn. Kindly remain seated until our chief guest leaves the auditorium.